Okay, I'm ready.
So you had a list of requests that you made with Dr. Critchfield.
Can we rephrase that? Request? No. We had an agreement.
Oh.
I'm sorry, no, not, you're right. Dr. Crutchfield was request. McKenzie,
McCursey.
we had an agreement.
So I just know that there was a list that Diane shared, and Dr. Critchfield is not here, so I asked Susan Brockovich, who works in the same department, to look at it, and she put together some documents to review with you.
All right.
So the first item was, there was an inquiry about removal of the sign in the emergency department above the greeter desk regarding no video recording. That sign was removed.
I think that's good. Let me ask you, is that because it's acknowledging that it was incorrect?
It is acknowledging that is incorrect. And
Okay, can you tell me, just really quickly, how did an incorrect policy get posted in the first place? Doesn't it go through protocol or checking or anything else?
I can't address the...
Who can? And when can I have that issue addressed? I mean, because this is part of the entire thing. I mean, just giving me half the equation by saying, well, we removed the sign, doesn't really speak to the contrition part. You're busted. The question is, you know, how did it get to this point? Yes, removing it is fine. Ceasing the fire after it's burned down the house is fine. Why was the fire allowed? All these other things.
So we have not completed the review as to how the sign made it to the wall.
Thank you.
The second piece, because of so the sign was removed, you saw that this morning. The second piece was the policy to be reviewed and amended. The policy has not yet been, and I'll refer to the policy specifically, it's policy 1606.
Should have here, I think.
I believe you have a copy. Happy to give you another one.
Okay.
It's administrative policy 16.06, photography, imaging, videotaping, or recording in the hospital.
Okay, this is
Happy to look at it with you.
the Department of Public Health policy.
I'm referring to the ZSFG administrative policy.
So we don't have that one.
We don't have
Okay,
that.
I'll give
so-
you, that's the initial policy that our staff was following.
Okay.
And where did you get that policy? Was it based on this DPH policy? Because it's the same principle. Who allowed these policies to even go through in the
I don't
first
know
place?
where you received, I don't know where you got this policy.
DPH. It was handed to me the day I went in and was falsely arrested.
Okay, so our hospital policies may or may not be the same as the DPH-wide policies.
Well, that's very, very confusing to me.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll just leave it for now.
So ZSFG has an administrative policy that the hospital staff has received till now, 16.06. And I'll give you this copy, photographing, imaging, videotaping, or recording in the hospital.
Okay, and you said that's an administrative policy.
Correct.
So does that mean that the administrators came up with it, or what does the administrative policy mean? Because I mean, I want to know
It's how we title our policies.
who wrote the law, and I mean, who wrote the policy and who was in charge of checking to make sure it was compliant with the law before it was written and everything else. If it was an administrative policy, was it the administrators that wrote the policy,
So
not checking? I'm sorry.
Marissa, I know that you're doing this right now, but I just got a text that Dr. McCursey needs to be somewhere at 12:45.
I'm more than happy to see him
So
right
can we
now.
do that now and then
Yes.
finish this after?
Yes, fine.
Okay, I'm gonna step out
I
and
will
get
that
Dr.
policy.
McCursey.
Let me
Thank
just.
you.
You're gonna get it.